Episode 5 of A Gentleman in Moscow picks up right where we left off. Rostov is left with little Sophia, and he immediately settles into the role of doting uncle. He brings her up to his room, carrying her the final way, all the way over to his bed. She immediately falls asleep when her head touches a pillow, so Rostov sets to work, sleeping on the chairs across the room from her. In the morning, Sophia wakes up and cradles her doll. A letter is slipped under the door, marked with A, for Anna of course, and she decides to keep it tucked in his shirt on the dresser. Anyway, Rostov awakens not long after, and the pair end up having breakfast in his secret room. Rostov points out that this used to be Nina's room too, and flashes of the past come flooding back as he remembers her face. Sophia allows Rostov to brush her hair afterwards, in which he does a terrible job I may add, and in the end he decides Marina should be there to help. Rostov drops her off like it's daycare and is summoned across by the manager not long after. He's not happy with the Sophia arrangement, and despite Bishop, now sporting glasses and facial hair like he's a pantomime villain, chattering in his ear, allows Sophia to stay for a month. On one condition though, she's not to cause any issues for the hotel. In the midst of this, Anna summons Rostov over to her room at 1 PM, telling him not to be late. This is on the letter that Sophia put inside Rostov's shirt, and as he reads it, he scrambles over to that room. Rostov quickly undresses when he arrives, hearing splashes in the bath. He hurries inside the bathroom, where it turns out Olga is there with her fella. Rostov slips, stumbles on the floor with his towel, and turns around in time to find Anna showing up. Anna is getting all dressed up, and she explains to Rostov that she has a big rehearsal this afternoon before dinner with the director, Boris Milanovich. She's going to be his leading lady. Although Rostov does slyly ask whether it's just on or off screen as well, she's intentionally vague on that topic. Anyway, Rostov does his best to try to be there for Sophia, but when he snaps at her constant questions that afternoon, she starts sniffling. Rostov backtracks and decides to read to her instead. His choice of book is not exactly endearing, given it's about family, so instead he decides to settle on a game for her. She counts to 100 twice in a closet, allowing Rostov to read in peace. Sophia is rather inquisitive though, and she plays Rostov at his own game. She goads him into playing hide and seek and does a really good job at hiding something from him. He looks everywhere but eventually gives up on trying to find the trinket. It turns out Sophia hid it in his jacket pocket while moving the furniture as a distraction to throw him off the scent. Rostov is impressed with this, and he even speaks to the chefs about Sophia's intelligence that night. Rostov speaks to Osip next, and he's still reading away. In fact, they both converse over the book's passages, with Rostov acting as a tutor, until he admits that he didn't get a chance to finish the book given Sophia is with him. They begin talking about the young girl, and Rostov is taken aback by Osip deciding that he's okay for the Count to leave and see Sophia. He knows it's an unfortunate situation Rostov is stuck in, and he has a surprising soft spot for him. He even allows the Count extra time to read the book, ready for the next session. Sophia also has a soft spot for Rostov as we approach day 6215. She joins him in the morning routine he has down to a T by now, and it's just like old times between them, as Sophia is like a spitting image of how Nina used to be. Rostov reminisces on that now, pointing out that Nina had the run of the hotel and could do whatever she wanted. That afternoon, Rostov rushes to catch the lift with Olga. Sophia is with her, and the whole thing is a clever orchestration to allow her to help Sophia have a proper hair wash, given Rostov only has a simple wash basin in his room. Downstairs though, Anna shows at the bar and puts on a brave face when she learns that she's being usurped by a younger actress, Mila, who's going to take her place in the main role of this play. Anna keeps a stiff upper lip, wishes her luck, and off she goes. Upstairs, Anna speaks to Rostov, and he admits that he's wavering in his ability to do right by her. Anna believes he only needs love, otherwise she'll wither on the vine, and given Sophia's asked to go outside, Rostov wants her to grant him this wish. Anna does not. The month passes, and unfortunately Bishop, who's now the deputy manager of the hotel, has taken the liberty of putting in some calls, and she's to be removed to an orphanage. Their hands are tied on the matter, and there's nothing Rostov can do about it, given he's not actually her family. Nina hasn't returned either, which doesn't help, and Rostov tries to explain this to her. Meanwhile, Anna feels relief when she rejects the main part of movies and decides she's going to part ways with her manager and turn towards the theatre instead. Before they part ways, she asks him for a favour. So what is that favour? Well, we cut to Sophia and Rostov as he leads her down the stairs to Bishop, who is joined by a stern-looking woman. This is Madame Stravinsky, and she's taken aback by Rostov suddenly deciding that Sophia is his niece, given their family. The manager changes his mind upon hearing this and decides to play along, doing right by the child, which is all part of Anna's plan in the first place. Bishop warns that this isn't the end of it, but the manager simply shrugs, claiming he doesn't care what happens anymore. As Rostov and Sophia head back upstairs, this little victory is usurped somewhat by the reality over what happened to Nina. It turns out she never returned for Sophia, and as we cut across to the frozen tundra in the east, Nina is dead, thrown lifelessly atop a pile of other dead bodies. And that is where episode 5 of A Gentleman in Moscow ends. Thanks for watching, and do let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like or subscribe to the channel, your support is very much appreciated. I'm Greg Wheeler, and from all of us over here at The Review Geek, we'll see you on the next video.